Does anybody out there remember AniBoom.com? No one? Okay, well, AniBoom.com was essentially the DeviantArt of animation. It's still up and running at the current time of me recording this audio, but I think it's going to become defunct pretty soon because nobody uses it. It gets very, very minimal views. And it's a shame, really, because there was a great community on that website, which I am proud to have been a part of. So what was on this website is basically animations, and there's this amazing tool called Shapeshifter. And what you could do with Shapeshifter is get four basic shapes. So you've got a square, you had a circle, an ellipse, you had a semi-ellipse, and you had a triangle. And you could make any animation you wanted out of these four shapes and 256 million colors or whatever it is. So I found it. I'm not even sure how I found that website, actually. I think I was just researching animation because this is way back in like 2008, where I was young and I was really, really into animation. I loved just creating them. So I must have stumbled upon this website. I'm not sure how, but I did. Anyway, I began I began creating these animations with Shapeshifter. Now, it wasn't just Shapeshifter you could upload your own like 3D animations, your drawings, your stop motions, whatever you wanted. I was really into stop motion back then as well, but that's another story. So I made all these animations, and looking back at them, they are so awful. They are really bad, but back when I was making them, I was like 9 at the time, I was fascinated by it and I loved it, and I was really into Transformers at the time, and I'm still kind of into Transformers, I respect the films. Anyway, that's a different subject altogether. I was really into Transformers, so a lot of my animations were based around Transformers, and it was helpful that the animation tool was called Shapeshifter. Transform, shapeshift, same thing basically. So I began making all these that you've just seen, and then I came across an animation called Robot Testing B2, I think it was, or is it B1 or something like that, I can't remember. I'll put an annotation here. And this inspired me to go on and create a bunch of other animations to do with like robots, etc., fighting. And I just got really into the game of doing these animations, and they are terrible. Looking back at them, they are terrible. But when I was doing them, I loved it and I thought they were a masterpiece. Unfortunately, I hadn't figured out that you could edit your animation after you'd saved and published it. Which is a wee bit of a shame because there's a lot of unfinished animations there, which I'm not going to finish because, I'm out of that game now. Anyway, back to my main point. The website, I think, is going to go defunct soon, again, because hardly anybody uses it. But I cherish those animations that I made. And as I said, looking back at them, they're terrible, but they sort of kickstarted my interest into animation. And actually, that website introduced me to Dane Bodekeimer, who is, Daneboe, creator of The Annoying Orange. And that got me into the YouTube game. So this is a huge catalyst for what I'm doing right now. It inspired me to do animations, and that inspired me to the world of filmmaking, and I just loved it. I loved doing animations, and there was a great community there as well. It was a small group of people because even back then it wasn't very popular. Unfortunately, because it was great, but unfortunately it wasn't very popular. So yeah, it's a shame that the website is unused now. As you can see from some of these comments, I don't know if you've seen any yet, but the last ones were like literally thousands of days old. My last animation was back in 2012, I think. I didn't get any comments then, but that was after I quit for a year or so because I just lost interest, really. So the last real comment was like 1,000 or so days ago. And that's when I started to realize that the website is probably going to go defunct because nobody uses it. So I thought I'd record all these animations, put them in one big video, do this voiceover telling you all about it, then publish it to YouTube, because YouTube's not going defunct anytime soon. So that way, I would have all my animations saved. So if that website does go defunct, I have all my animations, saved on YouTube, on my computer. I have copies of them, which could basically qualify as part of my portfolio for anything that I need to submit some sort of portfolio for, if the need arises, of course. So yeah, here's my collection of animations. I mean, you've seen a lot of them so far. I had a lot of animations. Hang on, I'm gonna check how many animations I had. Yeah, and creating these animations was just so fun because you could do anything, and as you can see, I got a very small amount of views on my videos. I mean, like compared to YouTube or even compared to Vimeo or whatever. But that was because it was such a small community. And you see all these animations at the side here, like a few thousand. Shapeshifter animations kind of went obsolete. I mean, you can still get onto Shapeshifter, but you have to like Google AniBoom Shapeshifter and then go to there. There's no direct link from the website. So the Shapeshifter has become kind of unknown, and I'm saying obsolete because again nobody uses it. But where am I going with this? I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here. Sorry, I'm just looking up my animations. I'm trying to see how many I did. 82 animations over 20 minutes of content. Yeah, and half of them aren't finished, and the rest of them aren't very good. But again, this is just a record of. I mean, the last one I made was when I was. Let's see, what date is this? I would have been 12. That was the last time I made one. Wow, 12. Actually, that's a long time ago. I'm 16 now. Wow, okay. But the first one I made, like I said, I was 9 at the time. So, I mean, yeah. Looking back at them, I'm quite proud of what I did. I'm not trying to be all stuck up, like, oh, I made the best animations ever, because obviously they're not. But I'm really... It's kind of sentimental looking back at them. I'm not getting emotional here, by the way. I'm just trying to think of things to say about it, but yeah. Anyway, I'm probably speaking on for too long. Anyway, here's 10 minutes more of all my animations, and you probably won't enjoy them. I mean, I doubt you're even watching the whole video, but this is just a record of all my animations. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of the video. And don't forget to leave a like and a comment, etc, etc. Yeah. Ow. And one final thing, be sure to check out aniboom.com. Just go see the content there. Last time I remember, I'm trying to recall, you can search for animations. Yes, explore animations. You can search for them, but I don't think Shapeshifter ones actually show up. They still play if you can find the direct link to them, but you can't actually search for them from AniBoom. So anyway, guys, aniboom.com. My username is and was. Oh, okay. Well, I just clicked on Explore Animations, and I got sent to YouTube. So obviously, this is going to go defunct pretty soon, I think. Anyway, yeah, aniboom.com. My username is and was Aniboomj, which is just Aniboom with a J at the end, which is how original I was. But anyway, yeah. So keep in mind, I was at least no. What am I saying? Keep in mind, I was at most 12 years old for my last animations, so obviously they're not going to be, you know, very professional. Anyway guys, that's it. I'm rambling on here. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye!